Yo, this your boy, the real McCoy, coming at you, man. Talking about my Dallas Cowboys, man. It feels good to win, man. It feels good to win. You know, we got a W. You know what I mean? Tony Romo comes back. That definitely helps. You know what I mean? Just, we got a W, you know. When Romo went down in week 2 up in Philly, I mean, I was like, man, that sucks, you know what I mean? And we knew he was going to miss at least 8 weeks, which had 7 games. You know, we had a bye week. And at least for me, I can't speak for all Cowboys Nation, but at least for me, I didn't think we were going to go 0-7 without Romo. I thought we had enough talent, a solid defense around. I didn't think Brandon Wheaton was a world beater type quarterback, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I didn't think we would go 0-7. But we did, you know what I mean? That's the reality of the situation. We dug ourselves a deep hole with Romo coming back, man. It gives us a bigger shovel to dig out of that hole, you know what I'm saying? It definitely helps to have him coming back, man. When you look at the numbers, our stats don't tell the game, you know, the entire game. But when you look at the numbers from this game, you know, time of possession was almost 40 minutes. I think Romo threw the ball less than 30 times. We ran the ball over 30, you know. McFadden had 29 carries over 100 yards. Dez had a touchdown. Terrence Williams had a touchdown. This year's defense is better than last year's, in my opinion. But you look at those type of numbers, it looked very similar to how we looked last year. And last year we were 12-14, divisional round of the playoffs. You know, especially I like the time of possession, almost 40 minutes compared to the Dolphins of over 20 minutes. You know what I mean? That's what we did last year, keep our defense off the field. But even though our defense is playing better this year, but it just feels good to get a win, man. It feels absolutely good to get a win. You know, I mean, it's gonna be, and we look across the league at our division. You know, the Eagles got beat down by the Jameis Winston and the Bucks. Their offense just exploded today. The Redskins go to, I think it was in Carolina. Cam Newton exploded, 5 touchdowns. They scored 44 points. You know, we got the Panthers on Thursday. The Carolina Panthers are 10-0. And they playing some darn good football, man. They're playing good football. It just feels good to get a win. You know what I mean? We won. With number 9 back at quarterback, we look like a completely different team. We look just completely different team. You know, the video I did after the Bucks game last week, I was like, we have a lot of issues besides just our quarterback play, you know. But, I mean, we look completely different, man. We look like a playoff team today. But like I said, don't want to get ahead of myself. I don't want to do that. It's the NFL. You know, we're talking about running the table. It's the NFL. It's hard to win one game in the NFL. You know what I mean? It's not easy. But, man, we just look completely different with Romo. And when the game first started off, so I live here in Central Florida. You know, they played down in Miami, though. You know what I mean? I went to church. So you can see me wearing a tie. I was in church today. My parents, my dad, he's a pastor, you know what I mean? I grew up in a Christian home, but I was in church, you know what I mean? So living here in Central Florida, it's been a lot of raining, you know what I mean? Rain down in Miami. Romo was in the end zone in the rain. He threw the ball with his left hand. I was like, oh man, this is gonna be ugly. This is gonna be ugly. But you know, things settled down, man. Romo did throw 2 interceptions, and you know, I thought I didn't want to say it in my video, didn't jinx him, but I kind of thought he would. Not saying he's a bad quarterback. I mean, he missed the NFL, man. Playing quarterback position is hard. If you miss 7 weeks, you know what I mean, 8 weeks of not playing, timing, accuracy, things like that, it's gonna be off a little bit. So I had a feeling he might throw 1 or 2, but you know, defense held his own strong. You know what I mean. My man Rolando McClain, that middle linebacker, he got a pick 6. I've been kind of hard on him a little bit this year, you know what I mean? Like, you got to play a little bit better. You got to play a little bit better. And the interception he had was a pretty good play, man. And you got the pick 6 from that. Dez got a touchdown. Terrence Williams got a touchdown. Darren McFadden, 128, 29 rushing yards, things like that. Say Romo threw the ball less than 30 times. You know what I mean? That's a balanced offensive attack, man. You know what I'm saying? And say it looked very similar to look at some of the stats we had from last year. It looked very similar. You know what I mean? I'm not saying last year's team is exactly this year's team. You know, that's not the case. But, you know, that's our winning formula. Dominate time of possession, which we did. Almost 40 minutes we had the ball. You know what I mean? And, you know, so with Romo throwing less than 30, that's what we do. That's our success. That's our winning formula. Romo, say just with Romo back, man, we look like a completely different team in a good way. We look like, man, we look nothing like how we've been with the last 7. I know Dez missed some games, things like that, but man, we just look completely different. Now we got Carolina. You know what I mean? If we would have lost today, Thanksgiving would have been good because you around your friends and your family and your loved ones and all that. You know, that's usually good times. But if we would have lost today, we would have been 2-8. The Thanksgiving, I mean, at least for me, if you're passionate about my Cowboys, I'm gonna get me wrong. I would have enjoyed myself with my family, but Thanksgiving would have been. I mean, it would have been tough if we were 2-8. It would have been tough watching the Cowboys 2-8 on Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? 3-7 isn't great. You know what I'm saying? But just to win, be around your friends and family. We got a tough Carolina team, 10-0. They're gonna want to keep winning, stay undefeated. We need to win, so both teams are gonna be bringing a game, which is what you want as a fan. You know, should be a good, tough game. It always feels good. Always feels good to see your division rivals lose. You know what I'm saying? But just a little bit. I'm gonna touch on the playoffs. Don't want to jinx it. Just a little bit. What I mean is the last few weeks I've been saying that we have to win the division, and that's it, because we're not going to win the wild card. But when we look across the landscape of the NFC right now, it's a lot of teams who aren't that far ahead of us. I think the Giants are only 5-5. No, we're only 2 games back. They've got a tough schedule. I think the Eagles are 4. They only have 4 wins or 3 wins like us. The Redskins only got, so we're still in the hunt for the division. You got Minnesota and Green Bay. Green Bay beat Minnesota, so they're both 7-3. I think one of those teams will probably get the division and the wild card. Seattle right around 500. You know what I mean? The Falcons, they lost today at home. They've come back down to earth. So we might 9-7, maybe 8-8 might get us in the division, because the NFC across the board, you got a lot of teams who are 2 games up or 2 games back of their division or the wild card, things like that. So with 3-7, so I don't wanna say playoff Cowboys Nation. Just take this W, let it sink in, man. Breathe it in. It feels good to just win. Usually I go in more detail about the game, man. It just feels good to win, man. We won a game. It feels good to win. It feels great to have Tony Romo back at quarterback. We look completely different, man. We look so much better, should I say. We look so much better with Romo at quarterback, man. Feels good, man. Feels good. I mean, I'm excited about Thanksgiving now. I'm excited about Thanksgiving, man. So I ain't gonna say it would have sucked, because, you know, we're around your friends and family. But man, it would have been tough to watch the Cowboys if we were 2-8. It would have been tough to watch, man. But anyway, let me know what you guys think, man. I don't want to make this video long, man, because I usually touch into the game, this, that. But this time, man, look, it just feels good to win. We won. And Romo, I mean, we look so much better with Romo, man. Man, we look so much better. What we saw today, I mean, what we saw on the field today, that team can beat Carolina. That team can make the playoffs. Cowboys Nation, man. Let me know what you guys think, man. Like, subscribe, man. Leave a comment, all that good stuff. This your boy, The Real McCoy, man. Man, we won. I'm out, man. Peace.